Hi, this is Alan. I hope that this short video will help you to use the contract to close calendar that we put together. In this one, what we'll do is explore how to open the file, save it to your system for any kind of future use, enter some data, save it as a custom calendar for one of your clients. And in a subsequent video, we'll get into printing it and sharing it. So let's get started by going back to the original email in which the calendar was distributed. So we'll just click on that, and here it is as an Excel file. Click on that and open it up. So here it is. This is the full year. We don't need to go through all that, but this is the entire year with everything laid out. So let's first off save this to our system. And in my case, I save all my real estate stuff to a folder called Florida Real Estate. So I'm going to click on that, and then I have a folder in my Florida Real Estate folder called Forms, and that's where I save all sorts of different forms. Now I have this one already, so I'm just going to cancel out of this, but what you're going to want to do is put a name on it. It could be this one, could be anything that is convenient for you, and then click Save. But what you really want to do is make sure that you name the file so you're going to remember it and put it in a place where you're going to have it easily accessible anytime you want. So again, we've got the contract saved now, and if you were to go in through your documents and pull it up, this is exactly what you would get. Blank form with all of the dates laid in, runs through continuously through the whole year. So let's put some dates in here. Let's say that we've just completed a transaction with Jane Jones, and she's bought a house. We have the contract back with signatures from the sellers, and the effective date is going to be on May 11th. Now, in order to start entering data in here, all we have to do is click on a box and start typing. So I'm clicking here on the 11th. Let's make that the effective date. Alright, and why don't we make that just a little bit more distinctive since it's starting the whole process. Why don't we highlight that, and to do that what we need to do is go up to these tabs on the top, and what we'll do is click here on Home, and you can see that along here it's bringing up a whole lot of different formatting tools. This tipped over paint bucket is the fill tool, and we can use this to fill any individual or group of cells in the calendar. So we've now just clicked to make that green. That's the starting point. Alright, now quickly go through and enter a few others. Let's put our first deposit in here. We said it would be 3 days after the effective date, so we'll put that in there. Next big thing that we're going to want to deal with is our inspection, and we said that that would come 15 days after the effective date. We would finish the inspection. So here's 7 days, 14 days, 15 days. So inspection ends here. Obviously we need to do some stuff in this period to get here, but this is the key date that we all need to keep our eyes on. The other thing that we said would happen here is that our second deposit would be due when the inspection period ended. So let's put that in here. Alright, so we're now through deposits. The next big thing we need to deal with and make sure that happens, and I want to keep our eyes on, is our loan approval, our commitment letter. So here we said that would happen within 30 days. So let's start counting off again. We've got 7, 14, 21, 28, 29, 30. So we're not going to get a loan commitment on a Saturday, even though Saturdays do count because we're looking at calendar days in the contract. So let's make it Friday, and we'll just type in loan commit here. We could have made this Monday, but let's make it Friday just in case, and we can always argue that we need a couple of days, but this way we're being conservative. So we've got our loan commitment laid in here, and the final thing is that we are going to have a closing. So this was the 30-day mark here, so let's go back and start counting again. We've got 37 days, 44 days, 45 days. And just like the loan commitment, we're not going to have a closing on a Saturday, so we'll back it up here to the Friday the 22nd. And let's do the same thing we did with the beginning. Let's highlight this. So back up here to our formatting tools, click on the arrow next to the paint bucket, and this time we'll make it red. So there we have it. We've got Jane's information laid in, at least the big stepping stones, and now what we want to do is save this as Jane's personal calendar. So let's go up here. This calendar is set up with a title on it, and that is formatted as a header. So in order to get to that and customize it, what we need to do is go back up to these tabs along the top and click on Page Layout. And then within the Page Layout tab, you'll see a bunch of things. What we need to do is go down to the bottom here and click on this little arrow on the right hand side of Page Setup. And that will bring up another bunch of tabs. Header footer is where we want to go. Now this is set up as a custom header, so just click on that and there you'll have the entry field. So let's call this now so that we know it. It is Jane Jones 123 Main Street. And we click OK, and we click OK, and so now we have this set up with Jane's data, Jane's name at the top of it, and what we want to do is save it to her file. Now what you want to be careful, do not just click this icon over here, the save icon, or going in here, the save button here. Doing either one of those will override the original file that we saved, and you'll have Jane's data every time you pull up that file. So we want to go to Save As, and we'll go into our client files. I don't know how you have yours set up, but again, for me, I have everything in Florida real estate. I have a client prospects folder, buyers, and then we go hunt for Jane. Here she is, Jane Jones. And so we'll double click on that. There's her file. There's nothing in there now. Now I could just save it like this, but what I really want to do is make sure that I know what property this is involved with, because there's a possibility this could fall apart and that Jane will come back and do a different transaction, and I don't want to get confused. So we're just going to call this contract to close for Main Street. That way I know exactly what's there. So there we have it. We've now called up the calendar, we've saved it on our system where we can use it any time, we've entered data for a transaction and saved it away under that client so that we can pull it up anytime to edit it or to share it and print it. So I hope this helps get you started. In the second video we will explore how to edit it, save it, and share it. So as always, call me if you have any questions with this. I'd be happy to help. Take care. Thanks.